Well, good morning. Monday morning. I'm on my way to work, and I want you to see this. 38 degrees. Oh, and how delightful that is. 38 degrees. And I'll sure wish it will be like this here towards the end of the week, because it's going to get hot. Okay, we'll see what we get into today. Good morning, and I hope you enjoy today's Railroad Week in Review. Well, look what happened this weekend. That's a big chunk of rock. Big chunk. Fell off of there. This is our what's called 690 rock cut. And we've had rock falls here from the beginning. It happens. Anyway, years and years and years ago, they went up there and cut that whole top ledge off. And I don't know, they was months up there doing that, chipping rocks off because a rock had come down on the track, and locomotive was coming down. Of course, he couldn't get stopped. It wasn't nearly as big as that, but he rolled it on down the track in front of the locomotive till he finally got stopped. So that's when they decided to do that up here. Right behind us, there was another big rock. It was even bigger than that one. Had fallen down. This is probably 10 years ago. It fell. Locomotive was going back to the mine and hit the rock, and doggone it, just missed that fuel tank. So we're really lucky this didn't fall on the track. I've had that rock, was another rock fell behind me and hit the track, put a kink in the track. I had to take care of that. That was many years ago. Anyway, Monday. How about that? And they don't have any barges. I had high water at the river this weekend because in Friday we got 1.5 inches of rain here, and they got a lot more rain in other places. But I imagine the higher river's high. This is why they don't have barges, so can't get the train dumped off. Anyway, I was out tamping and heading back. This is our Duquesne, what we call Duquesne Light Tangent. It's between milepost 13.5 and milepost 14. They dumped rock for me here this weekend. I had tamped this whole tangent track 2 weeks ago, and I said I need some more rock put in here because I didn't have a regulator behind me then. This broke down. Anyway, so I'll get this on his schedule here to tamp again as soon as he gets this rock spread out for me. Yeah. Well, we just got a train in, but if you saw in the last video, I showed you that adjuster here that this piece had broke apart out. This is to open and close the doors on the newer MELX cars. Anyway, on this one, this part right here was bent. And I didn't show you that, but they sent the old one out to a machine shop and it came back rebuilt yesterday. They just did an awesome job in building that. I mean, it's fantastic. I said, that's your adjuster right there. Isn't that an awesome job? We have a machine shop fairly close. ZRM is the name of it, and they do absolutely incredible work. That is beautiful. But that's adjusted. I didn't get to show you last week's video, so there it is. I would imagine they'll get it put on. I think it goes on this car right here, this MELX car here. I think that's the car it goes on to. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, they'll get it put on, and then the doors will work correctly. Nice. Look at this. I'm waiting for the train to dump so I can get out with my tamper. But just got done painting the roof white. And there were quite a few rust spots that where there was no paint at all. So this is going to definitely help, at least in those areas. There you have it. 3 cans of paint. How about that? And that's my air conditioning unit. And I am on a ladder to get up here. But okay, he got dumped off. I'm gonna follow him up. Get a little tamping in this morning. Nice morning. It was 55 degrees this morning. 50 degrees, I'm sorry, 50. But it's gonna get warmer here, especially tomorrow and the next day. Somebody usually stands out, somebody usually watches these cars as they go out, make sure all the doors are up and stuff. I put up a video some time ago on how to do a roll-by inspection, what all we look for. I'll put the link to that video in this video's description. How to do a roll-by inspection, what all we look for. This is railroading. I love it. Go. Well, I got to get dyed to clear up for a train. I get Scott in the siding. He's about ready to leave up the mine. So anyway, wanted to tell you something. Last week I had showed you that my air conditioner was blowing like 74, 75 degree air out. Yesterday, guess what? You see that? Blowing out 53 degree, 55 degree air. I don't understand. It started working and it's cool in here. It's nice in here. I got it on low. Anyway, I don't know how it started working, but I did get some of these screens. These are like for your car windshields. I got some of those. I've got it hanging here on the side with a magnetic hook. So got these magnetic hooks here, so it's easy to take down. I certainly don't need to see out the sides here when I'm sitting in the siding, and I don't need to see out the sides when I'm camping actually, but when I'm track traveling, it's easy to bring it down, so I don't have any problem with visibility. So that's where we're at, and I put some of these up here on the roof also. Not a great job, but I don't know if all this extra insulation, and I painted the windows roof this morning, so I don't know if all this is helping. I got to get one more piece. I don't have to when we go to town Friday and get up there. So I don't know if this is all helping or not, but that's where we're at. It's cool in here, and I'm happy. And the mechanic is down at the harbor. George, the contract mechanic, is down at the harbor working on the regulator air conditioner as we speak. So my buddy will be real happy if that gets done. One thing I wanted to say also, last week I told you about Mine Safety Health Administration's webpage on heat stress. Once you get over 79 degrees, I want to say this: that's not a rule that MSHA or Mine Safety Health Administration has, that you can't work in temperatures over 79 degrees. What MSHA website and also OSHA website, they're pretty much the same. They warn you about heat stresses. They warn you what can happen, and also they tell you things you can do to help alleviate the heat stress and symptoms of it. And like I said, you start to lose cognitive ability, and your demeanor changes, but those are warnings that there is no rule that says you cannot work in temperatures over 79 degrees. So that confused, I didn't make that clear in the last video, and I think that confused a little bit of a few people, but I want to clear that up. Obviously, in any industry outside, especially on on a railroad and a lot of other industries, the temperatures are going to get warm. What MSHA and OSHA both say, they're pretty much the same. Give you precautions to take to try to prevent that heat stress and what the heat stress is. Okay, got that cleared up. All right. So, like I said, I'll take these side shields down when I'm track traveling. But well, look what happened. Yesterday I had a hydraulic leak right there. I tightened up the 2 3/4 inch cap screws to hold that ordinary this morning, and look what happened. Hey, that's a pretty bad leak. That's not good. That's on the pump that drives my Tamper workhead. Oh, I'm back here at the harbor. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that tomorrow. I still got oil in my sight glass. I still got oil in my sight glass on my tank. So I've been checking it on the way in. All right. Always something. Always something. And there's the mechanic working on the regulator. So anyway, just about the end of my shift here. Time for me to come in. Look at that. We're not even running. Not good. Anyway, got the parts book here. And this is the gasket we're thinking that's boogered up. The guy got under there and he was able to take a piece of the gasket that was hanging out the bottom there out. Found this in the parts book. This is the workhead pump. Drives your workheads, all the hydraulics, but there is no part number for the gasket. Here it is. No part number. What you got to do is buy a service kit, which includes the gaskets and a bunch of O-rings. My suggestion is, if we're going to tear this off of here, just replace the gasket and all the O-rings once we get it off, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. You can imagine just dripping like that, not even running. That's not good. Okay, that's where we're at with this project. Well, we got one here. This is about milepost 6.3. and got one broke out there. So get that puppy put in. Here's the one that fell out. The nut just backed off of it, didn't break. Kind of not a okay. All right. Get the other side, tighten them up. Pretty good shape. Oh, that thing's tight. That one's tight. Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah. Now this whole section of track, way up around the curve and into the next curve. This is curve 26 right here. I had cribbed out all of that's been cribbed out, and I actually made a video. I don't know if I can find it or not, but of when the regulator was here pushing stuff out. I showed you this battered head back then, and it hasn't gotten changed yet, but it's really needing to change, to get that changed, really. You know, there's a lot extra stress vibration here when that train wheel hits this. Okay, so hopefully this shut down here, we've got quite a few rails to get changed, scheduled to get changed. Hopefully this will be one of them here when we get the shut down, and we got a lot of shelling on this right here. So hopefully this will get changed also. This is in tangent track, so we're all right. But anyway, yeah, there was a bunch of mud under this joint, which is why that started getting battered like that. And then I got to, like I said, I dug all this out, put it's all new good rock in there, drains out real nice. I said this whole thing, I got one joint up here that got a little bit mud come back up in, but I had cribbed it out. I said I cribbed everything out, but that one joint's got some mud coming back up into it. Other than that, this whole thing is really good shape, staying in really good shape. And if you can see up through there, the track surface holds really well, except for that one joint. Okay, the Thursday morning here, and we're up here at our milepost 8 side, and we got a bunch of ties in last week, bunch of ties, and they unloaded them with this skid steer and the forks. They did a pretty good job, actually. This guy, he's a pretty good operator. Anyway, can't tamp today. They supposedly ordered the kit for the O-rings, but my job here this morning, and I'm glad it's this morning, we're gonna do some weed trimming around here, get this all trimmed up, and over here and a little bit over there by the gate, get that all trimmed up with a weed trimmer. All right, so I'm gonna get with it here. I'm glad I'm doing this morning. After this morning, I get all this done, then I'm gonna ride track and work on bolts that need replaced in joints. Do that. They've been running really trains non-stop since yesterday morning, which is a good thing. Good thing. We like to see trains running. All right, it's not too hot yet, so I got to get to work, get this done before it does get hot. anyway, I got this project all cleared up, done here for today. Train's just leaving the mine, and I'm going to get on track once he goes by. So, and like I said, you know, back when our last company filed bankruptcy, there was pretty low morale, as you can imagine. There was no money at all. But I told you I come over here on my off days and I weed trim. There's not a whole lot to do here, you know, but I kept it. I said, you know what? I don't care what anybody else here thinks. I'm taking a little bit of pride in my workplace, and it's okay. It's okay to take pride in your workplace and keep it looking decent and read up and orderly and stacked. That's a good thing. They have a lot of grass up at the mine, up the prep plant. They keep that, and I have always kept that up there at the prep plant cleaned up. They do a very good job, and also down at the harbor, they keep it all cleaned up, the grass all cut, the weeds up anyway, cut. So it looks nice. So I can, I'm happy about that. You know, it's much better to come into a work environment where everything's not all growed up. Everything looks halfway decent, you know, when you come. Okay. Okay, there we go. Got a load of black diamonds headed to the river. Okay. I'm getting on track here. I've been putting in bolts all morning. Come around, I got up here. I'm going to get on behind him here as soon as he gets by, and put some more bolts in when I find whatever I find missing. Okay, I want to thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Hope you've enjoyed today's show, and I hope you have a really good day. Nice cool breeze blowing right now. I think we got a rain coming.